Hello! In this video I want to show you the new features of Rayforge 0.25. Import dialogs. The new import dialog was added with 0.5 and it provides options for setting tracing settings. So you can pre-process the image that you import. Let's say you want to import a PNG file, for example. And then you can set thresholds to pre-crop it to the part of the geometry that you actually want to import. It gives you a little bit more flexibility about it. So there's an auto threshold, or you can set it manually, and depending on the threshold you get more or less geometry from the file that you can import. You can also invert, but let's go with this and import that. And here you see another difference that was introduced with Rayforge 0.25. The actual imported areas are masked. So the areas that were not imported are now transparent, giving you a more realistic view of the actual geometry that Rayforge then uses internally to generate your contours and raster lines, whatever you apply. So let's say you now apply a contour operation. You can see exactly why these areas here were contoured and others weren't. With previous Rayforge that was not quite so obvious to see. Splitting and grouping workpieces. In Rayforge 2.5, the process of splitting was changed. In previous releases, the splitting happened automatically on import, but in 0.25 this is less magical because it might not always be what you wanted. So on import, no split is performed anymore. If you want to split it, now you can make that explicit decision. First you select it. This is a DXF file that I imported. You can see that it's one workpiece only. And the split functionality automatically identifies islands within your workpiece and then splits along those. You just go to Object, Split, or you can also press Alt-W to perform the split, and then it's split into multiple workpieces. New contour settings. In Rayforge 0.25 you can now define the order of the cutting in the contour settings. You open the settings and you will see there is a new preference here, inside outside or outside inside. In previous releases the cut order was more or less random. Now it's by default always inside to outside, but of course you can reverse the order here. And a new setting is as well the rescan content. That of course only makes sense for non-vector content. So if you have an image and want to trace within that image to produce smaller contours, for example, then you can apply an additional thresholding here, which will then make the contours select only part of the image. You can validate, of course, the order, and you should always, using the simulation mode. Let's say here, by default is inside, outside, and you can see it applies in this order. Now if I change the order around, here, and then go back here, now you see it does the outside first and then goes to the inside. You can also select here the cut side to be centerline. Let's try that as well to see what that looks like. It's almost the same. You can only see that the offsetting has then no effect. There is no offsetting. So your curve is not respected, and the offset setting here is also inactive, as you can see. Installing Rayforge. As always, Rayforge is completely free and open source, so you can just head over to rayforge.org, click on Download Now, and without registration, you can just download or install for your platform. Be careful to follow the installation instructions. For some platforms, you have to execute some commands to give permissions. Yeah, but it's all explained on the homepage.